And it is my pleasure to welcome the duo behind Tom Tom Club and also two of the founding members of Talking Heads, Tina and Chris, husband and wife team. Welcome to East Village Radio.
Thank you.
It's a great pleasure.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So you guys are passing through. You just played last night at Santos
we were at
Party
Santos
House, right?
last night. It was really great. And tomorrow night we're at Brooklyn Bowl.
Exactly. And we actually...
I think that's in Brooklyn.
I believe, as the name would imply, I believe so.
And it's actually, we were there once not long ago, and it's a pretty fun place, Brooklyn Bowl.
You can actually
even
bowl.
if you don't like bowling, you might enjoy yourself. Very nice to be here. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Well, thank you for coming down. And you're supporting, of course, this new live release that came out. But I want to go back and sort of start at the very beginning. You guys came out of Rhode Island Design College and graduated, and then immediately moved here to New York City. Is that right?
We moved just around the corner here on Christie Street, 195 Christie Street, which is... we kind of picked that place because it was right down the road from CBGB's.
Right.
2 blocks sort of around the corner from CBGB's.
Which now, sadly, people know, I think, is the John Varvatos store. Sadly, or maybe not sadly, but it's retained a little bit, I think, of
I haven't been into the Varvatos store, but I was in CBGB's a lot, and I miss it. But, you know... It's one of those things. The Cotton Club isn't around anymore either.
Right.
Or Birdland.
Exactly.
So, you know, these things happen.
In the middle of sort of being with the Talking Heads, you also created this side project called Tom Tom Club, which became equally as iconic with the song that we played, Genius of Love. I've always been curious as to sort of the writing process of that particular song and the recording process as well. Did you guys, you worked with Sly and Robbie as well?
Well, they did great hand claps with me and Chris. It was just the best hand clapping recording session ever on Genius of Love. Those are the hand claps. But the writing we did, we would start by recording drums, 8 minutes straight of drums, and then we'd add bass, and the bass would determine kind of the chord progression. And we were really into making these long grooves that you could dance to because we wanted to be a dance band. And we would add keyboards after that, and Chris and I would alternate. Like I would play the dee-dee, and then he'd put in the dee-dee, and which would lead into the next chord. So and then we were right next door. In the studio next to us, Grace Jones was recording night clubbing with all these great artists. So we had our pick of the best session people in the world to come and play with us.
And the name comes from a place in the Bahamas, right?
It was our place. We named our apartment first. Chris Blackwell of Sire Records wanted to create an artist compound. As I mentioned, all of these great artists that were there, and he wanted to create a community of artists, and it was a very good place to get a lot of work done. And so he gave to each person, each artist, an apartment to work in and to live in while we were doing work in the studios. And we didn't have numbers for our places. We had names. Like Sean Connery lives down at the other end of the island. He has a place called La Connerie, which in French means, it means a lot of things. You'll have to figure it out. But everybody had a different place. When U2 was down there recording their second album, they stayed in a place called Press On Regardless, very English sounding. We always referred to it as Pass Out Regardless at the time. So our place we called Tom Tom Club because we had a lot of drums in there, and the walls were lined with drumsticks. The clothes pegs were all drumsticks.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Even the toilet paper holders were drumsticks.
That's a great idea as well.
So that's why it became Tom Tom Club. And, we had the boom boom room and the poom poom room and so on and so forth. And eventually it became the name of the band because we thought, well, this is a very inclusive band. We're all about feminism and masculinism. Mm-hmm. We're all about crossing all the boundaries, from dance to more serious to everything, and just tossing it all in. And we loved what the island people were doing in Jamaica and in Trinidad and in Puerto Rico, and we were very influenced by that from a very young age, and we didn't ever think we could actually play like these great people, but we certainly thought we could create something fresh and new. Yeah. To start our own thing that blended well with the New York City life.
Yeah, well, you certainly did.